Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. In this episode of Cooking and Camping with the Step-by-Step Chef, we're going to make a delicious, crispy and spicy summer salad. And this is a salad that can stand up to all the traveling that we're doing in this program, in this series. So if you're watching Cooking and Camping with the Step-by-Step Chef, and you decide you want a really crispy salad, this is a great salad to have at home or on the road. It can take it. It can literally take a road beating. So this is the kind of salad you want when you're camping, and if you're at home and you just want something with a little bit of a kick to it, this is the salad for you. So come on, let's cook. Okay, so here are the ingredients for our crispy and spicy summer salad. I have 3 celery stalks, 2 carrots, 1 jalapeno. If you don't like it spicy, just leave out the jalapeno. I have 1 English cucumber, which is about the equivalent of 1 large American cucumber. So that's the option there. I have 2/3 of a tomato. I used the other third in a different recipe this morning when I made a ham and pickle sandwich. So we're going to use that up. I don't add too much tomato to this because it can tend to turn mushy. It's not as good as withstanding the road. I also have some red onion. We're going to use about a 1/4 cup of that chopped. I have 4 garlic cloves. Now, if you don't like garlic, this is really going to be part of the seasoning, part of the dressing. If you don't like garlic, just add about 2 teaspoons of dried Italian seasonings. You can substitute those. Add those gradually though, because dried Italian seasonings can tend to overpower a salad dressing. And if you can get your hands on fresh herbs like basil and rosemary and parsley, you name it, then certainly add those too. The other thing we're going to use is a tablespoon of granulated sugar. This is going in the dressing. We're going to use a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of vinegar. This is white wine vinegar. Regular vinegar works fine too. A 1/4 cup of olive oil, and we're just going to add a splash or two, probably 1/3 of a cup of water, just to mix it all up. So let me show you how to put this together. Okay, let's start by slicing our celery stalks. And this is a pretty rough cut dish, so don't worry about being too precise. So I'm just cutting these in half lengthwise. You can have larger chunks if you want it. You don't have to do this. But I like salads that I don't have to cut with a knife. And I also find that people tend to eat more salad if they don't have to cut it with a knife. So I try to pre-cut everything to the fork. That's actually one of the secrets to getting people to eat fresh vegetables, is cut it and serve it, and they'll eat it. If they have to work that knife, oh boy, they'll probably get up and just storm out of the room. Just kidding. But this is definitely a way to get people to eat more salad. Okay, just put that over there. I'm just putting it right into these containers. That celery smells delicious. Now, when you are cooking and camping, of course with the Step-by-Step Chef, try to rely on, especially if it's in season, the local farm stands as much as you can. Supporting people in rural farming communities is so important, and it does make a difference. It helps people to make a living and enjoy their lives too. So try to do that as much as possible. I love stopping by farm stands. And I'm just cutting these carrots into very thin slices. Again, think fork size. I don't want people to have to chop up their carrots with a knife. And I also don't want them sitting there munching and crunching carrots all night. So again, make it bite-sized and they will come. And this is a very portable salad. You put this in your cooler, it will last. Much more than a green salad. If I added lettuce to this, it might be pretty much browned up in 2 days. This should absolutely last 3 or 4 days, maybe longer. If you don't add the tomato, you might be able to get a few more days than that. So it's just something to think about. Definitely. And here comes our cucumbers. And what I do with these is I slice them lengthwise like this, and lengthwise like this. And that gives us quarters. And I'm just going to cut these about 1/4 inch thick. Don't cut these too thin because they will age a lot faster if you cut them too thin. It's starting to drizzle a little bit on me, but you know, it's a fresh salad. It needs a rinse. Okay. And I still have to do that other half of the cucumber. And again, and here's our onion. I'm just going to cut the end off of it. I'm going to do a big chunky cut of this. Sometimes I do the onion fine because I think it mixes better into recipes. But in this case, you actually want to taste the onion as a standout. It gives it a fresh crispness, complexity, and a delicious osity. You can look that up. I'm sure it's a word somewhere. Okay, so what I do is I score the top of the onion and just cut down as far as the onion, as far as you're going to use it. And then you'll have plenty of onion for something else you're going to cook. I always find use for this red onion. Oh, and it definitely has a spiciness to it. Now, if you don't like onion and you don't want your salad to be overcome by onion, you don't have to add onion. Or you can add less than 1/4 cup. So I'm just going to slice down the face. And here's my 1/4 cup of chunky onion. I didn't overplay the onion hand. I might have to talk to a park ranger, and I want them to talk back to me. Although I think the garlic I'm about to add is going to be a showstopper. But you know, you're camping. And heck, maybe my breath will be the perfect bear spray if one shows up at my tent. And here's our jalapeno, which gives it the spicy name. Now, when I'm in the city, I wear a glove when I cut a jalapeno, mainly because they can be very spicy hot. They can burn your fingers a little bit, and the worst outcome is if you touch your eyes. If you're someone who touches their eyes, then certainly make sure not to do this barehanded. Wear a glove or do it with fork and knife style. So I'm just cleaning out the core, and that's actually where the heat comes from. If you didn't know that, it's not the seeds. I mean, the green part's a little spicy, but the real heat comes from this white core. So if you're having a jalapeno and you want it super spicy, clean the seeds out and leave as much of the core as possible, and it should be hotter than heck. And I'm just rinsing the seeds out of it. And this, I'm just going to cut into slivers first. There we go. This one's hot. I think I just got myself. So if you see an old guy crying in the woods, just assume that he cut a jalapeno. He's not sad. He's okay. But ask. It's always nice to ask how people are doing. You can even say, hey, are you okay, or did you just slice jalapenos? That's a nice way to put it. Very respectful. Now, I'm assuming everybody's cooking with the StepByStepChef, and that's why the person of your affection would understand what you were saying. Okay, now what I want to do with my spork, which I think is the name that was invented for camping, is just give this a little bit of a stir before I add the tomato, just to make sure it's mixed up pretty well, because the tomato, if I work it into a stir too much, will start to fall apart. And you know, it's actually not the worst outcome for the tomato to break down a little bit into this. Then you can count it more as dressing points than salad points. You already want some of that, don't you? I figured. But wait till you taste it with the dressing. Now, I'm just taking the tomato, and the same thing. I'm just going to score it like this. So I'm cutting it this way, and then I'm going perpendicular. Big pieces. Don't cut this too small because it will vanish. Another option, if you don't want this to turn too tomatoey, is take the seeds and the pulp out of it, and then you'll end up with mostly hardy tomato instead of mush. This tomato's pretty hardy. It's a backwoods tomato, so it can take it. Here we go. And I'm just doing a little trim of the edge. Don't want to waste any tomato. Wow, is this going to be good? Okay. And I'm just adding this to the mix. And I'm not going to stir this in yet. I'm going to do that after I make the dressing. Okay, let's make our dressing now. Now we are camping, and you're supposed to be on vacation, I think. So if you want to use a commercial dressing, use the commercial dressing of your dreams. There's no points taken away for that. I like to make a nice fresh dressing because I can control the ingredients and I can control the flavor. And that's one of the joys of cooking for me. Is I guess I'm a salad control freak. I mean, how dangerous is that? So what I'm going to do first is mince the garlic. And I'm going to put everything into this little bowl. If you have a garlic press, which is how I usually do this, then press away. But we're camping, and I think most people didn't bring a garlic press with them. Hi, Pooch. Hello. Look, we have a special guest star. She just guest starred in my cooking show.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Good. Okay, well, you never know who's going to show up, especially in the woods. I would rather that it was a border collie than a bear, believe it or not. And actually, I'd rather that it was a border collie than mosquitoes, too. And for some reason this week, we do not have mosquitoes. It's a real joy out here up in the forest, up in the Chattahoochee National Forest in North Georgia. Beautiful, beautiful country. And in this series, and I hope you watch the whole thing, I'm going to go to a lot of different areas of the country that I just adore. I love to camp. I would do this for a living. Ding! Who wants to hire me? Okay. Well, I guess I'm on my own, but I'm still enjoying it. So here's our garlic. It's a little resiny. It's kind of sticking to my fingers. If I had my garlic press with me, I would just crush this, and it would be quick. But, you know, the different textures of food make a difference, and this will have a little bit more of a garlicky flavor with the minced pieces. The crushed would get integrated into the complete salad program, and this is going to be like a little garlic explosions. I'm already drooling, and it's a salad. Guess that's a good sign. Even the dog wanted some. That's kind of cool, huh? I never had a dog run up to me when I was shooting asking for salad. And if I didn't think it would end badly, I at least would have given her some carrots, but that doesn't always end well. So all I'm doing with the garlic is just, I'm going to slice it up the middle and then just cut it fine, just mincing it. I'm going to do that for all of these pieces. You can add more garlic, you can add less garlic. If you're socializing, you might want to go with the no garlic option. That's totally up to you. I'm not in a social mood. I'd rather eat garlic than hang out with people this week. So this is going to work well for me. Although I might have to have my tent dry cleaned when I'm done. And this garlic, quite frankly, has a rich aroma. And it's actually standing up well to the pine. And now I'm just going to give it a quick follow-up mince. Get the pieces just a little bit smaller. I don't want apple slices of garlic in the salad, but these are going to add some delicious flavor to it. So let's just add that to our stirring bowl. And one of the reasons why I make the dressing in a bowl on the side is so I can taste it, because ingredients vary, And honestly, my taste varies sometimes from day to day. So I like the option of being able to adjust some of the ingredients. Let me wipe the garlic off my hand so the whole world doesn't smell like it. Okay, so let's add our white wine vinegar. In fact, let me move this in to center stage. Again, about a quarter cup of this. There we go. And then our olive oil, about a quarter cup of this. Okay. And then our sugar. Black pepper. And again, if you don't like it garlicky, you can add 2 teaspoons of dried Italian seasonings. I wouldn't add more than that to start because you want to taste it because they're really potent. Or you can add fresh fresh herbs to it too. And that's herbs, not herb. And I'm just adding some salt. And I'm making just enough dressing that it tastes delicious, but it doesn't take over the salad completely because these vegetables are really tasty on their own, and I don't want to just have dressing fest. And honestly, these flavors overnight are going to meld. So I'm going to have it tonight. It'll be good. It'll be good enough. But then when I have it tomorrow after the garlic and all the other ingredients have relaxed into it, oh, it's going to be good. So let me give it a little taste. I think there's a little bit more salt. This is what you do when you cook. Adjust those flavors. It's an art. It's not just a science. A little bit more sugar. Okay. And now let's go sporking at it again. I hope that's not a swear word in any part of the world. Spork. It should be, but it's not. It sounds like something from Star Trek. Kind of looks like it too. You get your fork at one end, you get your spoon at the other. It's alien. Now let's just bring our salad over and stir this in. Wow, is that going to be good? Again, the dressing is a flavor enhancer for the veggies. I don't like when it takes over, but if you like it with more dressing, then just double the recipe for the dressing. Totally up to you. And give it a taste. Give it a taste before you serve it. You don't want any surprise. You don't want to be 100 miles down the road and realize you don't like your salad. Boy, that's a dangerous situation to be in. I've had that happen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is spoon some into our mixing bowl and give it a taste. Perfect. That is crispy, spicy, perfection. Yep, that'll do it. So congratulations, look at what you just did. You just made this delicious, crispy and spicy summer salad. Now if you like this recipe, please check out my website, StepByStepChef.com. There you're going to find over 175 printable recipes, just like the printable recipe for this, along with step-by-step videos for every single dish. I'm going to show you how to make it the step-by-step way. I will lead you to success. You will have a lot of fun there. I'm also starting a series called Cooking and Camping with the Step-by-Step Chef. So this recipe is in that collection, and there's also some easy camping videos that will show you how to camp comfortably. I will show you, based on my experience of well over 20 years on the road, camping and hiking, how to do it comfortably, the step-by-step way. So again, I'm Larry Richardson. I am your Step-by-Step Chef, and I'll see you in the next episode.